In the heart of the biblical narrative, we find ourselves drawn into the story of Ahaz, king of Judah, a man faced with immense pressure and a critical choice. The backdrop of his reign is one of turmoil, with threats looming from the kingdoms of Aram and Israel. As descendants of David, the kings of Judah were entrusted with a divine promise, the assurance of a king who would reign forever. Yet, here stands Ahaz, an evil king who has turned his back on God, replacing the Lord's altar with one that reflects the foreign influences of Assyria. This act of defiance raises a crucial question. What happens when the house of David, the very lineage chosen by God, chooses to reject him? In Isaiah chapter 7, we see the prophet Isaiah sent by God to confront Ahaz. The message is clear: trust in God, and He will deliver you. Before we continue, just a reminder to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. By doing so, you'll stay connected and up to date with future content. Now, let's continue delving into Isaiah chapter 7 verses 1 to 25 and the message God has in store for us. Ahaz is offered a divine assurance, a promise that if he leans on God's strength rather than the military might of Assyria, he will be safe. Yet, Ahaz's heart is already set. He feigns piety, declaring that he does not need a sign from God, but in reality, he has already made his choice. He desires the security that comes from human alliances rather than the faith that comes from trusting in God. Ahaz's refusal to seek God's guidance is a profound moment of disbelief that resonates throughout history. God, in His unwavering faithfulness, provides a sign regardless of Ahaz's lack of faith. Isaiah proclaims that a virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and he will be called Immanuel, meaning God with us. This promise is not merely for Ahaz, but for all of humanity. It signifies that even when we falter, God's plans remain intact. The lineage of David may face challenges, but God's faithfulness will ultimately prevail. The mention of curds and honey emphasizes the stark reality of impending judgment, a life stripped of God's blessings, yet it also holds a glimmer of hope. This child, born in humble circumstances, will embody the presence of God among His people. As we continue to reflect on Isaiah's message, we are reminded that the two kingdoms threatening Judah will indeed come to an end, but the consequences of Ahaz's choices will not be without repercussions. Judah will face exile, and the line of David will experience a significant decline. This narrative serves as a powerful reminder of the weight of leadership and the impact of our decisions on future generations. Fast forward to the New Testament, and we see Matthew referencing Isaiah's prophecy in chapter 1, verses 22 to 23. The birth of Jesus is the fulfillment of the promise made long ago. Jesus, the new king born of a virgin, embodies the hope of restoration and redemption. He is Immanuel, God with us, who comes not only to reign, but to rescue His people from the depths of sin and despair. The stark contrast between Ahaz's unbelief and the faith of those who recognize Jesus as the Messiah highlights the ongoing theme of God's faithfulness amidst human failure. As we ponder this profound truth, we find ourselves at a crossroads similar to that of Ahaz. The world around us can often feel overwhelming, filled with trials that threaten to shake our faith. Yet, Isaiah's words ring true for us today. Be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Do not lose heart. In moments of uncertainty, we are called to remember that God has promised to be with us always. This promise is not contingent upon our circumstances or the strength of our faith. It is rooted in God's unchanging character. Why should we be confident in God? Because He is Immanuel, who steps into our lives offering guidance, strength, and hope. When we feel like Ahaz, surrounded by threats and challenges, we can choose to trust in God's promises rather than the fleeting assurances of the world. We can lean into the truth that God is present with us, ready to rescue us from our fears and doubts. In our daily lives, we may encounter situations that echo the choices of Ahaz. We might face pressures to conform to the world's standards, to seek security in alliances that do not honor God. Yet, we are reminded that true security comes from trusting in the one who has proven his faithfulness throughout history. Jesus, the promised King, invites us into a relationship where we can experience his presence in our lives. As we reflect on the significance of Immanuel, let us embrace the hope that comes from knowing God is with us. In every season, whether of joy or trial, we can rest assured that we are never alone. The story of Ahaz serves as both a warning and a beacon of hope, reminding us of the importance of faith and the incredible lengths to which God will go to fulfill his promises. So today, let us choose to trust in God, to keep calm in the face of adversity, and to hold fast to the truth that he is Immanuel, God with us. In our moments of doubt, may we remember the promise of his presence, allowing it to strengthen our faith and guide our steps. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us declare with confidence that we are never abandoned, for God is with us, now and always. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to express your gratitude. Type, "Thank you, Yeshua," in the comments as a declaration of praise to our Savior, who, in his infinite love and mercy, has provided us with a way out of sin and a path to redemption. Let's give glory to our Creator for his unwavering grace and faithfulness.